What's up, guys? Hoping wherever you guys are at, you're staying cool if it's hot. Trying not to melt here. But, anyways, we got another mess today, so let's get into it.
Men can reproduce until they die, right? But females can't. So to me, this shows that there is a great advantage for human society to having females amongst them who can no longer reproduce because they serve a very important function in human society. So just remember that. I know that menopause has been dismissed a lot and that there's all this taboo around going through menopause and that post-menopause, you're no longer a useful part of society, but biology shows us exactly the opposite. Biology has favored the fact of having females among human society who can no longer reproduce because they serve a vital role in society. Possibly. We don't know for sure, but there's definitely an advantage. Otherwise, females would die right after going through menopause, and that is not the case.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch!
Who the hell let her out of her padded room and let her drink the Kool-Aid? I mean, I guess you could say it's another great lecture on how menopause makes women invaluable to society. And yes, they do live past their reproductive years because of science. Amazing, isn't it? But here's the catch: society doesn't favor anything. The modern systems are designed to commodify everything, and that's including people. Women are only vital postmenopausal because someone needs to babysit and fill emotional gaps. So let's not pretend it's some evolutionary masterstroke. Men, they're demonized for staying relevant at any age, and men keep society running until they die. But do they get credit? Hell no, just another tax bill.
Question for the men. Do you guys still want to get married? Like, is that still a thing?
No. A lot of men don't want to get married. And it's not because they don't like the thought of having a lifelong partner to be there for them when they need it. But a lot of men don't want to get married because they're avoiding potential divorce. In a lot of cases, divorce ruins a man's life. He has to completely start over. And in general, marriage doesn't benefit men a whole lot. So while a lot of men like the idea of having long-term relationships...
I mean, do men still want to get married? I mean, it's really a loaded question, but the answer is not in the West. And for good reason, because men risk financial annihilation, emotional devastation, and getting booted from their own homes if divorce rears its ugly head. And courts aren't just unfair, they're man-hating slaughterhouses. As for statistics, we know 70% of divorces are initiated by women, and most men lose custody battles. So why sign up for a lifetime of walking on eggshells? A lifelong partner dream is a marketing ploy in the West. So forget weddings, invest in freedom, or better yet, a one-way ticket to a country with actual family values.
Stop telling single people that they are better off alone than in a relationship, because it's just reductive and quite annoying at this point. And this isn't directed at you. I'm just using your comment to kind of start this conversation and make a point that I've been thinking about for quite a long time as well. So this isn't directed at you. But I feel like we're living in this kind of paradoxical society at the minute that is completely... We as humans live in this society where we are kind of told that marriage is the goal, right? We will grow up, we will get married and have babies. And fundamentally, in theory, the foundation of this is love, or it should be. And we're ignoring kind of the history of this, right? And how marriage was essentially a business deal and all things like that. Okay, that is just what we're told because we are force-fed dating apps. We are constantly asked when we are finding someone, going on dates all the time. So much of society is about meeting someone, about putting people together. Like that just is, like, look around, everything is about meeting someone, right? And we kind of know now, like, marriage isn't as beneficial for women as it is for men.
No, thank you. I prefer to die giving you the finger.
Stop telling single people they're better off alone. Yeah, because marriage has done so much for society lately. Women conveniently forget that power dynamics flipped decades ago. Marriage isn't a business deal anymore. It's legalized robbery with a side of emotional manipulation. And women still want the perks of the 1950s chivalry while preaching independence. Society glorifies dating apps and hookups while guilting men into picking up the tab for a wedding. That's a hard pass. Oh, and the marriage isn't beneficial for women? I mean, that's cute. Tell that to a family courts handing them cash, assets, and kids like Oprah giving out cars.
I think guys are becoming a little too cautious around women, not in a good way. Let me try to explain. So it's almost like they don't see any green lights anymore. They just watch out for red lights. So they're interacting with you they're just looking out for things that appear that you're not interested so that they can run away, or they don't even approach you in the first place. But if they approach you, they are like very cautious. They're trying to be careful. It's almost like they are, I don't even understand it, right? And then when you eventually start talking and everything, they're still cautious, they're still scared. So it's like, what line do you draw between, ensuring that you fulfill the woman's need to be desired and, respect for her body and her person? Like, I don't know, it's a complicated thing to explain because it's something that it just occurred to me and I'm trying to put it in words. So yeah, it's almost like the masculinity, that boldness is no longer there. They're just careful, scared unto themselves. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? Because that's the only way I can explain it at the moment. If I understand this thing more, I'll explain it again, but let me know what you think.
Yes, I understand what she's trying to say is why are men cautious? Because one wrong move and it's the Me Too with a side of social exile. Men aren't scared, they're just getting smart. And women expect boldness while holding the creep card. And you can't demand respect her body and then whine when men keep their distance. And the line between bold and recklessness is non existent. Women want all the attention and none of the accountability. And guess what, ladies? Men are tired of reading minds. You want equality, and here it is. Men opting out, doing their thing, and leaving the drama behind. Boldness isn't gone, it's just redirected to places that actually appreciate it.
Careful with people who ask you probing questions. Probing questions are questions that seem deep and seem personal, but they're not meant to connect. They're meant to assess. Probing questions can sound like, what is your biggest trauma? What's your biggest fear? What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? They frame it as vulnerability, as intimacy, but it's a scan. Your answers tell them everything they need to know about you, how you think, what you fear, how strong you are or aren't, and just how easy you will be to control later. These people don't want to know you. They want to map you. Figure out what makes you fold, what makes you flinch, and just how close they can get before you recognize the smell of manipulation.
You're a victim.
Probing questions. I'm willing to bet she's been probed a lot. But I guess what you're meaning is the psychological blueprint to manipulate someone into submission, I guess. I mean, really, it's classic emotional warfare. So, guys, just take note. If women are playing 20 questions with your fears, she's not connecting, she's calculating. And I guarantee she doesn't like if you play the 20 questions on her, but she's going to play the 20 questions on you. Vulnerability isn't a currency you should spend freely. It goes for either side, man or woman. So protect your boundaries like your bank account because women like this want access to both. The moment she asks, what's your biggest fear? You answer, not wasting my time on people who don't deserve me. And I have actually used that line on somebody once. It works very well. We know what the outcome is. I'm definitely not with that person. But trust your gut. And when it smells like manipulation, it usually is. I mean, well, guys, the writing's on the wall. Marriage, modern dating society is rigged against men. From court systems to social expectations, men are opting out and choosing freedom over servitude. And women need to own up to their double standards, and men need to protect their interests financially, emotionally, and socially. Otherwise, just go where values align. Invest in yourself and stay sharp because the system isn't changing, so it's time men do. Well, guys, it's the end video here today. Again, another short one. As I mentioned yesterday, this week I'm spending some time with one of my mentors to work on some day trading strategies with crypto. But if you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below what you think, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.